So I've seen many a guide on how to drift in Garry's mod, and they usually share one common issue, that being that they'll just go, oh, well, here's your car, and here's the settings you put on it, have fun. But then the problem with that is, like, you get in there and it's like, oh, I don't know how to drift, I don't actually know how to break traction, and I just look stupid now. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to teach you how to actually do the thing. So we're going to start by we're going to take it slow this time. And what you do is you find a way to break traction. Traction being your grip to the ground. There are a few ways you can do this. First most obvious way is with the handbrake, which is just with the space bar. So when I come up to this corner, see, hold down the space bar to initiate, and because of that, I was able to get, I guess, double drift. Space bar activates the emergency brake, handbrake, whatever brake, the brake that ain't your service brake, the brake that don't make do, like, it doesn't do that, yeah. Whatever button you press that button, and it'll help you get into a slide. This is the most obvious, and also one of the most useful ways to do it. Not necessarily the best, though, in every situation. Sometimes a handbrake just isn't the way to go. So you can also do it with the service brakes, which is a bit more difficult and a bit more inconsistent. But it can be done. Well, and it helps a lot when you combine it with a downshift, which, yes, you should be using a manual transmission. I'll show you how to do that later. So after that, see, even I got to use the handbrake there. I guess the last way to do it would just be, nope, there is such thing as a brakeless drift. It's difficult, not always useful, but it should be the fastest, really, and it's through throttle control. See, downshift into letting go of the gas for a while. You can see in the bottom right, my gas there, I'm not always pressing it to the maximum. The rapid increase in tire spin can create this phenomenon where I'm sliding now, even without brakes. Although it is kind of risky, so be careful. You nearly slammed into a guardrail like that. But it has its uses. But I find the best way to do anything is to combine all the tricks you know, when they're applicable. Because, I mean, if you're not going to use everything you have, why have everything? With all that being said, let's get into the parts you already have videos about. On cars, on transmission, that kind of stuff. We'll talk about it. Now, it's as simple as starting with any car you want. I'm going to start with... how about this one? Let's make sure the wheels are actually touching the ground normal. Now we'll begin with the vehicle editor. It doesn't actually cover everything. Let's look at its stats by copying it with right click. I would say steer speed should be between 5 and 8. I'm going to put it at 6 just for a happy medium. Fast steer come fade, keep it around 500. For the fast steering, I'd say around 0.3-ish. I'm going to say 0.33. Don't care about this. Idle RPM, keep it near your power band start. I personally like something along the lines of 900 and 1000. Limit RPM, keep it between, I'd say 6 and 14,000. I'm going to go with normal medium, about 8,000. Pretty average stuff. Power band end, keep it reasonable. I'd say between like your RPM minus 1500 to minus 500 is good. I'm gonna put it at well, actually it's about good right now. So take off the rev limiter, that's stupid. Take off the turbocharge because I don't like it. Max torque, this is actually interesting. You keep the torque pretty low, honestly. I'm only gonna put it at 100. It's better. Differential gear, you don't want super long gears, but you don't want super short either. I'm gonna put it at 0.4. Now here's the real stat you gotta change with. Traction is what you need to have very little of. I'm gonna put it at 24 just for safety. And traction bias, put that just a bit towards oversteer. People say, "Oh, put it at 0." No, if you put it at 0, you're not gonna have this this like bias towards oversteer. Keep your brakes weak so you have more generous braking points. Keep your belt or distribution. Okay. Technically, it does not matter. But in practicality, put it at 1. Okay, just put it at 1. Efficiency, I like to be just a little bit above 1, but anywhere between 1 and 2 is fine. So that achieved, you may say, hey, you only have 164 horsepower. How are you going to drift? Well, this is where we also got to look at the transmission. We'll keep it a 6-speed. You're going to go to forced transmission type, keep it at a manual. That's 2. Forced transmission type. Now with these, I like to keep it at 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, like what the number is. I like to keep it in those ranges. I'm going to put it at 0.13, 0.24, 0.35, 0.46, 0.57, and 0.68 because I'm a funny boy who likes patterns. Put that on there. Suspension, we're going to make it a bit lower of a rider. Let's say 50,000 and 50,000. Really, you don't want it to be super... Okay, I actually don't know exactly why the... Well, that's odd. Anyway, after that, you can add your own customization, like color. I'm just going to make it green because I want to not have a white car. Just... And after all that, you're going to address the weight. Which, on this car, is actually just about fine. So, get in it. Let's start full throttle. And actually turn the lights on so I can see worth a damn. And, see... Oh, I did run off the track there, but that's not important. The important part is that I'm breaking traction. And that you can too. It's... The fact of the matter is that really you can drift using any car as long as it's tuned that way and you know how. As long as you know the basic things, all you need is a bit of practice on any car or a bit of caution on any car, which I know is ironic, but bear with me. Bit of practice or a bit of caution, and you'll get into a situation where, yes, you can drift any car you want, as long as it's tuned. And you can do it through any of the 3 methods I've already described. See, it's cool like that. You don't necessarily need some 5 million horsepower thing to do a drift. You just need to know how. And with me crashing and spinning out like an idiot, let's also address now that you can go into manual transmission, keep it manual anytime you want. Not here, but in client settings. Just turn this off. This is stupid anyway. Don't keep it on. Well, alright. Thank you, then. Bye.